Okay, so we've got a bit of a daily rundown for you because you want to know what happened today, right? In the markets, of course. So I've got a little graph behind me because I thought, you know what, yesterday in this daily recap, I found myself giving a few numbers for a few different topics, and it's probably a lot more difficult for you to keep up because you're not just writing numbers down aimlessly while I'm talking. Who knows what you're busy doing with your hands? So I've got myself a few numbers here. We'll check the references. You can take a look at what these numbers mean to you, and then you can go ahead and do a little research further. So for the recap, today, the day of Wednesday, September 6th, we take a look at the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones was up 21,807 and 64. The Dow Jones was up 54.33. That continues a fairly erratic streak of the Dow Jones being up and being down. We've seen yesterday a lot of stuff being down. Of course, hurricane conversation has been hurricanes that just took place, and hurricanes looming in the future have people really... They're pretty trepidatious with their money at the moment, even though the economy seems to be doing really well. All our economic indicators are doing well, and that leads us to the S&P 500 that's also up on the day, closing the day at 2,465 and some change. That's up 7.69. So S&P's up, the Dow's up. In Canada, though, the TSX, it's down 15,059.83. That's down 30.32. Now, we know the reason that they're down. I mean, the reason that they're down is because the Bank of Canada, which we've got right there as a little talking point, the Bank of Canada raised our interest rate again, 25 basis points. So you've got to assume the market doesn't like that, even though there wasn't really any bad news other than the Greater Toronto area's real estate was down 34% in the month of August. It was booming, right? We know that. It's been going on for a long time there. It was only a matter of time till we had a pullback. And obviously in August, we had a pullback in July. But in August now, we're really seeing a turnaround of what could almost only be called a bit of a real estate bubble, to be honest with you. But whatever helps get the economy back on track, and that's what we look like we're getting coming out of the summer in Canada as well. The TSX is down. Bank of Canada raised the interest rates because they think things are good. I think things are actually turning around as well. Going back to America, let's take a look. Gap up 7.4% today. The Gap, after big earnings beat a couple of weeks back, Gap doing pretty good. And Kohl's up 4.9%. Kohl's is a retailer down in the United States that made a working agreement today with Amazon. So that's definitely something worth looking further into, but that's definitely given Kohl's a bump. In trading today, Darden Restaurants. Darden is the parent company of Olive Garden. I think they own Chuck E. Cheese. Red Lobster. Yeah, Darden's been doing really well. They reported good earnings back in the summer, but down 3.5% today. Not on really any news. It could be, like they might have a lot of restaurants in the hurricane areas. It could be a lot of things that drive the marketplace. I think we're all used to the fact that that definitely does happen a lot of days when you can't really explain why something is doing what it's doing. On the flip side of that, though, we've got Mattel down 3.2%. And you've got to imagine that Mattel, that was started the year in the 30s and is now down $14, $15. They are suffering the slings and arrows of the rumors this afternoon that Toys R Us could potentially be filing for bankruptcy. Has definitely got a law firm that they've hired that they're going to try to get some restructuring of their debt. So there you have it. Dow Jones up, S&P up, the TSX down because of the Bank of Canada raising the interest rates to 1%. Kohl's and the Gap doing really well as far as big gainers, and the losers associated with Toys R Us. That's a big loss for Mattel to be pushed down. And Darden Restaurants, they've had a really strong summer, and I can imagine that if the same store sales and stuff continue to pick up in their delivery service that they've got, all that stuff, the pickup, Olive Garden pickup and stuff, that seems to be doing really well for them. That 3.5% is more of a intraday trade than it is a big deal. So there you go. There's a daily recap. I'm going to get this green a little bit darker next time. I'm Cody for Wall Street Breakdown. Click the subscribe button. I'll be back. Please don't try this at home.